It's a fantastic day, and you know why? It's because it's time for the 2024 Positivity Series with your host, Nati Gula. It is such a pleasure to come back to help inspire, empower, and also grow you into 2024 with the right mindset of success, the right mindset to say, I can and I shall. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are looking into goal setting because when you start a year, you want to set the right goals and you want to set achievable goals. You've all heard the SMART principle, and today we're going to unpack it. I have a fantastic guest. That's why I use the word fantastic, because the guest is also fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss Betta Stole. Please greet the viewers.
Thank you so much. I like that. It's a fantastic day indeed, and it's going to be a fantastic year. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited for today's program, and welcome viewers. Congratulations for actually watching.
You look like you just stepped out of an airplane, all glossy and looking great. Is this how you want your 2024 to look like?
Yes, apparently we must dress like our future man. So this is me in the future, and this is me today. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
I love it. I love she's dressed like she's out of a Maybach, and that's how you should dress as well. You dress like the future you're looking for. Betta Stole, I have not introduced you because here on this podcast, we normally ask if your sister was to meet a stranger and they asked your sister, what does Betta Stole do for a living? How would she describe you?
I help people begin their dreams.
Okay.
So that's me. And how do I do that? So I have a program, it's called Begin Your Dreams. It's been created to help reawaken people's dreams. Oftentimes we grow up, the context of Eswatini, even dreaming is something that we're not used to. Because most of the time, even our parents tell us how to dream and what to dream of, which is the white collar jobs and so forth. So our dreaming is actually limited, which actually limits our capabilities.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, let us reawaken that dream that you had as a child, and let us help you now, giving you tools on how to achieve them.
Well, of course, Betta Stole is also an author. She's also a motivational speaker, a business mentor, social media strategist. The list goes on and on. But all in all, she's a person who dreams and chases her dreams. That is why she's a guest today. She also is the author of a program called Begin Your Dreams. The book is right here. It's a manual, actually. And quite interestingly, Betta Stole is also going to share about vision boards and goal setting. So, yeah, Betta Stole, we need to get this show on the road.
What an intro.
Yeah, I know one thing about you is that you love this quote that says, begin with the end in mind. Maybe we can start our conversation from that quote. When it comes to goal setting, why is it important to begin with the end in mind?
All right, listen. So when I was 16, I read a book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Stephen Covey, yeah.
Exactly. So one of the habits is... Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. From that, what it meant to me was, if I want to be a CEO, I must live today like the CEO.
Okay.
I should play my life backwards to be able to get to where I want to go. So that is why I always use begin with the end in mind. And that is what made me actually be who I am today, because I wanted to own a marketing agency when I was young. So me wanting to own a marketing agency meant I need to study PR, marketing, and so forth, advertising. I needed to learn about business management because now I wanted to be a CEO.
Okay.
So then I put a plan working backwards. So the plan was in form of a vision board.
Okay.
And then I used a SMART concept, which I'll explain before we end the show. And that is how I was able to own that business and be the CEO of that business because I worked on it backwards.
So can you explain to our viewers, like, she's talking about a vision board and they're asking, when you're watching a movie at
Exactly.
Cables and you're like, yeah, they said this, what does it mean?
Yeah.
What's a vision board?
All right, so a vision board is a collage of images that define what you want. So back then, in our bedrooms, people used to put up posters.
I had Rihanna. I'm sorry, don't judge.
You had Rihanna. I'm sure that is how you pictured your future wife or partner. And some had soccer players because that they wanted to be soccer players. I had Naomi Campbell because I wanted to be a model and other, pictures. So it's basically a collage of images that you put together, and then you use the SMART concept, which is in the book that you mentioned that I published. So a SMART concept simply means Is your dream simple? Is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it realistic and time bound? So that breakdown makes you stop over dreaming and actually have a dream that you can achieve. You have a plan for it. Because you know what breaks us the most is having a dream and not achieving that dream. And we feel like it's impossible.
Yeah.
But the issue is we're not using a SMART concept. We're not having a SMART dream.
So what does I want Rihanna to be my wife, and then where does it fit with this vision? Then how do I then put her into this?
Exactly. So now you want Rihanna to be your wife. And now using the SMART, the R in SMART, which is realistic.
Okay.
You will not have Rihanna.
No, I won't.
But you want someone who is similar to her, right? So then during our Begin Your Dreams programs, then we say, okay, break it down. What do you mean when you put a picture of Rihanna? So you want someone with a good, nice body, someone with talent. Maybe that's what attracted you to her. So then you break it down. What does it look like in reality? So that is how we do it. Okay. And then time bound, that's how we look at a time. So now you want a double-story house. Is it something that you can achieve in 2024? Maybe not, but it's something you can achieve in 2026.
Okay.
So now you have a time frame to say, okay, I want a double-story house in 2026, and I know I can achieve it because I'm currently making 2,000 a month. From the 2,000, I'll be saving 200 emalangeni. So the finance side of things comes in. So in the manual as well, we talk about budgeting so that you can learn how to then balance out these things.
But do these things work? Where I see it, it's written every day on Facebook. But can someone say, oh yeah, I've used a vision board, it's worked for me?
Plenty. I'll make a number of examples.
Okay.
I'm one of them, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And there's one of the crew members actually reminded me last year I had a plan in January. So at the beginning of the year, we had a vision board party. During that party, I mentioned that I wanted to do a Swaziland to Zanzibar tour by road.
Okay.
Right? And that was January.
Last year, yeah.
Yes. And I did that trip in November.
Wow,
it
I
was
saw it on
the vision
Instagram.
board.
No ways.
And it's something that I have to tick off because a vision board is something that you see. It's a visual representation of what you want, right? So once you tick it off, it means it's working. And we have, I'll make an example of Oxford Maxwell Damini. So it doesn't work for ladies only, for guys as well. So Maxwell is now a motivational speaker when it comes to vision boards because it's worked for him. I taught him in 2017.
Interesting.
And every time I meet him, he's like, Betha, I ticked something off. Betha, I do this every single year. Betha, now I have a business. Betha, now I have a partner. Now I have a child. I have the business I want. This is how I want it to look like. And now I have this suit.
I love it.
This is how I want it.
I love it. It basically says you need to see where you, one guy put it like this, he said, for your dreams, you need to get to your dreams first and then come back and then start the travel.
Exactly.
That's
working at it backwards, begin with the end in mind.
Wow.
If you cannot vision it, then it's hard for you to start because you don't know where you're going. At page 4 of my manual talks about a journey. You see, when you're going to town, you are actually planning what you are going to do in town. Because you know what you're going to do in town, you actually dress up like what you're going to do in town. For example, if you're meeting your friends, you're not going to wear that suit that you'll wear when you're going for an interview. So that is exactly how the whole vision board works. You plan like you know where you're going. So you need to vision this thing. You have to see it in such a way that you can be able to even live it. Because
so sorry to cut you. So
okay.
it's you're almost like saying, even if I am I'm not in a city center, but if I'd go once to the city center and see the dream office I want to work in, then I go back home, I start working towards that, improve my grades, get a good job, and then eventually work in the city center.
Exactly.
Wow.
Actually, let me say something that's going to be affirmative. Most of the time I do what you say. I go test the space before I can actually go do what I want. So in my vision board, I want to win a Forbes Businesswoman of the Year or a Philanthropy of the Year award, right?
Nice.
I went to the Forbes event last year because I wanted to see how it feels to be in that setup.
My goodness.
Before I did the trip I mentioned in December, I did a smaller version of the trip so that I can feel, I can taste it, I can actually use all my senses to feel it so that when I'm eventually doing it, it becomes a reality.
What role does self-confidence, self-belief play in the execution of your goals? Because you can set, but if you're weak.
Yeah. you need to know who you are first. Know who you are. So by knowing who you are first, number one, you need to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you find or your perceptions of things change. But if you love yourself, everything around you is love. Even the Bible says you need to love your neighbor as you love yourself, meaning it starts with you as an individual.
Yeah.
So once you love yourself, you need to learn how to now accept the things around you. So in the manual, because the manual is actually it has like questions that you need to answer, you need to now write down everything that you own. Because as human beings, we sometimes are defined by what we own.
Yeah.
So if you're being realistic about it and say, okay, so this is my reality. This is where I need to start from. Here are the things that I own, which comes in as resources when we are like using like bigger words.
No.
This is what I have. What are my skills? What are my strengths? So you do a whole SWOT
SWOT analysis. Okay.
on yourself. Yes. So now you understand who you are. From your strengths, you look at the opportunities. What can I do? If I am good with writing, what can I do? Then I'll start writing about running in rural areas. And then you make us laugh. And then from there, then you are able to grow.
What your business mentor have mentored a lot of young people, and mentored a lot of women, young women. What would you advise, or just, I don't know what's the right word, but what would you say to young people who are setting goals? Which avenue should they set them towards to attain the dream life? Which are the interesting, achievable goals that they can? I know a goal is personal, but which route?
Whatever you want. It's a free world. You can achieve whatever you want. So I, as a mentor and a coach, I do not direct
Prescribe,
people
yeah.
to where I want them to go. People must tell us what they want. If you want to go live in the UK, that is you. Dream it and go live there. And it's possible.
And begin your
So
dreams.
then when I'm mentoring and coaching you, then it's the step by step, the how towards you achieving your dream.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah, even in business as well.
So someone is watching probably in Pixpeak and thinking, yo, better than Baban. I'd love to get more. How can they follow this routine? Is the manual achievable online? Are there programs they can do via WhatsApp, do them in a group? Maybe somebody's running a youth association and they're thinking, wow, I'd like to, or in a church. How does that work if they want to collaborate or bring this to life?
All right. So I actually have been to every region of the country. Wow. I've done programs, either ones that I organize myself or through partnership. So I believe I'm easily accessible. So online, it's Begin Your Dreams, all social media platforms.
Okay.
And the website is beginyourdreams.africa. And my social media is also Betha Sitole. So organizations, churches can book me. I do come through and
you've got a team. Hello, what if something happens to you? Do you have a team?
Yeah, of course. Because someone has to take over the dream. So trying to find that person is what I'm currently doing.
Okay.
Because someone has to continue if I'm not there. And also online on the website, you can download the vision board template, a budgeting template, and so forth.
In terms of affirmations, I know you're big on affirmation. I believe I'm great. I believe I'm beautiful. I believe I'm... what role does that play towards achieving your dreams?
Okay. So when I was young, people used to call me Long Tom because I was like tall and looked like a boy. So I started affirmations when I was very young because I needed to tell myself that I'm beautiful to get over the bullying.
Yeah, I love.
So then that's how the affirmation started with me. So I look at myself in the mirror, not what I'm wearing, but I look at myself in the mirror and then I tell myself about my weaknesses so that I can make them strengths. For example, I don't believe I used to talk.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I'm an eloquent speaker. I can speak. I'm not scared of people. I am beautiful. I am smart. You say all those things so that by the time you get to where you want to be, you are able to do it.
There's also a big struggle among the youth. They say, I cannot speak in public. I cannot speak English. English is for certain people. I'm nervous. And you're saying you should counter that with a positive speak.
Yes. And do other exercises. There's an example I can make. There's Mendulo, who was my intern. I made him speak in the mirror, read a book for a whole month so that he can be eloquent and be able to vocalize himself. It was a success. So it works.
One of the best stories I love about Beta Stole, I was watching for some reason, I was watching the Limco Queen induction of their new class, the first years. And she was talking to them, and she was talking about an issue of how don't follow the big lights, the bright lights, don't want to try fit in, go there for school and go out of school. That's what all you're here for. If it calls for you to get a fat cake, tea during a break, eat it, go back to class. And I found that so powerful, and I've replicated it in so many forums.
Wow.
Because it's all about focusing on the goal.
Exactly.
So here's an opportunity to speak to many young ladies out there listening to you. They've seen you go from eating lifeti for 3 years and saying, you know what, I'm eating it, but I'm going to achieve my goal. Next thing, boom, you were flying out to Washington.
Yeah.
After eating the lifeti, because you waited your time. You waited for your blessings season. And what can you say to that one? Saying, no, I want it. I want pizza. I want everything now. And yeah, what special message do you have direct to the young person? You can speak direct to the young person.
All right. So, dear young person, you need to begin your dreams today. You need to reawaken that dream and be patient with yourself, because you can achieve your dreams, but it doesn't happen instantly. So trust the process, work in the process. Do not be embarrassed about anything. No one cares, but only you. So love yourself, prepare yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally, and be ready to give up or give out something during the process so that you can achieve your dreams. Define what success means to you and then practically feel it. Celebrate every milestone along the way.
Wow.
Thank you. I can go on forever. So.
Thank you so much, Miss Beta Stole, an amazing dynamic woman. She has given you her handles. Please do reach out. And also, if you want to immediately interact with her, just write on the comment section. She'll be available. I'll be replying some of them as well through her. And yeah, let's interact and let's make this 2024 an amazing one. Let's begin our dreams. Like she said, we're not going to channel you to say, go to farming, go to this. Just if your dream is to go to Dubai, hey, dream it, and she will take you step by step. There's a manual. We're giving it away for free today. Just one manual. Just write in the comment section one thing. Okay, not one. That's too easy. Write 4 things that stood out for you in this interview with Miss Beta Stole. And the one that she feels impresses her the most will get a copy of this manual. And this manual will take you through 2024 and it will make you a very successful young person. Thank you for tuning in. We love you. Beta loves you. And till next time, we out.